Howdy boys, it's NPC, and we've got snow in GTA Online, and we're kind of reaching that point where our regular vehicles are not so fun to drive because we are slipping and sliding everywhere. So I thought I would make a top 10 best vehicles for the snow in case you guys are wondering what to switch to in order to make your lives a little bit easier. So let's get right into it. Starting off, we've got the Vapid GB200. This is a two-door sports car that was added with the Southern San Andreas Super Sport Series update, and this car with its all-wheel drive is very off-road capable. It's got a top speed of 114.25 miles per hour, and what makes it excel in the snow is that it's very snappy. So anytime you start to spin out, it snaps right back on track and it likes to go forward. And if you're interested in picking one of these up, you can get it for a very humble $940,000 on Legendary Motorsport. Looking for something more armored? Next up, we've got the Terminus, which was added as part of the Chop Shop update, and it's got Imani Tech armor that is available as a customization option within the agency. It's got a top speed of 119 miles per hour, and the reason it's got such great handling is because it can really turn its nose in. It can get a little bit tippy, but it's a ton of fun bouncing, trying to land back on all four wheels, and combined with the snow slipping and sliding around, it really is just one of the most fun vehicles to be driving on this list. And you can pick one of these up for $1,877,500 off of the Southern San Andreas website. If you're looking for something even more armored, we've got the Insurgent Pickup Custom as our next pick, and this one is a fantastic off-roader. It was added as part of the gun running update, and it's got a lot of weight to it. The Insurgent is super top heavy, so when you're driving it around, it feels like it's planted into the ground. It only has a top speed of 98.5 miles per hour, which is pretty slow in this day and age, but it can hold 9 people. On top of that, it can also take 27 homing missiles before it gets destroyed. And you can get an Insurgent pickup for $1,795,500 and then upgrade it to the custom variant for another $200,000 in an MOC or Avenger. Now, having a car in almost 2026 that goes under 100 miles per hour is pretty insane. So if you're looking for something a little bit faster, we've got the HSW Pinaud La Carousse up next. The interesting about this vehicle is it is rear wheel drive, and usually that causes more wheel spin, but this vehicle is an exception. Because the La Carousse is so wide, it's planted into the ground, and since it's also electric, it's a huge plus in this environment because in case you do spin out, the acceleration is there to catch your fall and help you get back on track. It's got a top speed of 142.5 miles per hour, and it's not that high compared to something like the Banshee GTS HSW, which has a whopping 172 mile per hour top speed. But if you can't turn, it's not going to be that much help in the snow. And you can pick one of these up for $1,990,000. To upgrade it to the HSW variant, which will make it much faster, it is going to be an additional $818,000. Last notable thing about this vehicle is it is also Imani Tech and can be equipped with a missile lock-on jammer in the agency. Now, while we're on the topic of HSW, our next pick is going to be the HSW Hakuchu Drag. It was added as part of the Bikers update, and it's got a top speed of 126.5 miles per hour non-HSW and 158 miles per hour with HSW. In or out of the snow, it is one of the fastest vehicles out there because bikes have incredible traction in the snow. They don't really get as much slip and slide as some of the other cars do. So if you're trying to complete time trials this week, this would be the go-to vehicle. You can pick one up for $976,000 before upgrades, which is super cheap, and another $1,450,000 to HSW it, but I promise you this one is worth it to own if you do not already. But NPC, I'm broke after mansions. Don't worry, I got you, cuzzo. Because the next one only cost $15,000. You could just go around and rob NPCs of their cash and be able to afford this vehicle. But NPC, that's immoral.
You're playing GTA, shut the...
You could even permanently borrow one off the street. And that vehicle is going to be the Bati 801. It's been in the game since release, used to be the fastest motorcycle in the game, but in this day and age is one of the most worth it vehicles to own. It's got a top speed of 135 miles per hour, and there's absolutely zero wheel spin even when you're in the snow, which is something that even the Hakuchu drag can have some issues with on inclines. The only downside to bikes is that they're bikes and don't offer any sort of protection against bullets, against missiles, but it is by far the most nimble vehicle on this list. Going back into four-wheel territory, we've got the Vapid Trophy Truck. It was added as part of the Cunning Stunts update and has a top speed of 106 miles per hour. Kind of slow, I know, but it's got a really high ride height and great suspension, making it great at climbing, as it only costs $550,000 and looks absolutely amazing. Up next, we've got the Big Daddy Trophy Truck. When it enters the room, it's got presence, and that is going to be the Declassy Draugr, which was added as part of the Criminal Enterprises DLC, and it's been dominating the off-road class for the last several years now. It's got a top speed of 112 miles per hour, and it's got really quick acceleration. It moves through the gears quick so you can hit that top speed in no time. And it's also great at staying upright, a little bit less bouncy than the Terminus. It is going to be quite a bit more expensive than the Trophy Truck, coming in at $1.4 million if you have the trade price unlocked. Otherwise, it's going to be $1,870,000, but the performance is well worth the money. For our last vehicle in the off-road class, we've got the Maibatsu Monstrosity. This one was added as part of the Mercenaries update and is a very small yet nimble car. The Monstrosity is also great at turning its nose in, and it's high enough off of the ground so it doesn't get caught on rocks hiding under the snow all the time. It's got a top speed of 110 miles per hour non-HSW, and with the HSW upgrade, 136 miles per hour. You can pick one up for $1,485,000, and to HSW it, it's going to cost an additional $1.1 million. If the Draugr's too big, the Monstrosity might be the perfect fit for you. But at the end of the day, does size matter? Let us know in the comments down below. And there comes a point where you become sick of the snow. You've ran into too many trees, too many buildings, too many cops, and maybe that's what brought you to this video, is you're just so tired of it and you need to find some sort of solution. So the Oppressor Mark II, or pretty much any flying vehicle where you're not touching the ground, is going to be best to avoid the snow. Snow is definitely fun for the first day or two, but after that it does become a pain, and if you want to avoid it, since it will be here every single day 24/7 for at least the next week, maybe Rockstar even decides to extend it by a couple weeks like they did last year, then you can play the floor is lava. The reason I put the Oppressor Mark II at number 1 is because as an MC President, you can make the Oppressor spawn really close to you. It's super easy to fly, and of course it's got very aggressive missiles. Another quick tip for the Oppressor Mark II, if you didn't know, is that if you hold spacebar or the drift button while you're in the air, it will retract the back wings and increase the speed by an additional 20 miles per hour. So you'd be going from 107 to 127 miles per hour. It causes it to descend a little bit, so you have to be conscious of that while you're flying, but it does make cross-map travel a lot more worth it. That's all I've got for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, if it helped you out, be sure to drop a like. If you didn't and you thought this list was terrible, definitely let us know in the comment section below what you would have changed, what you would have added or taken away from this list. Sub if you're new and would like to see more content like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!